Hey there, friends. Happy Thursday to you. I hope wherever you are experiencing a sweet, productive, peaceful kind of day. I hope that today is everything that you want it to be. And remember, if it's not, it's all perception. It's all perception. All of life is perception. So perceive something great and something great will come to you. I promise. It is the way things flow. It is the power and the magnetism of the universe. So I hope you're having a good day. I got a couple new journals to go in the shop today. These are the last of our, we're doing journals in like six journals, and then we are batching those journals, matching those journals with our six creative cluster kits. And then when that's done, it's done. It's time to move on to a new set of creative cluster kits and a new set of journals. So we are at the end of our Coastal Mermaid, Step Back in Time, Dark Botanical, Nature Walk, Road Trip, and Bright. So today I'll be working on new creative clusters after I get these babies in the shop. Okay, let's just take a look at this journal. Now, the cover is super soft cover, okay? So it does have like that bowing effect right here because that's just what happens when you have a soft cover journal. So I did want to show you, kind of see what it's doing right here, but that is just the nature of a super soft cover journal. If you empty this out and you want to use the cover for something different, you might want to like press the cover down again because I tend to stuff these things, as you guys know. This one is measuring about 4.5, but of course if you take the elastic off, you can see what happens when it kind of springs out. It's kind of like a Jack-in-the-Box, right? So when you take the string off, it goes, wow. This is just a really fun scene. I think we'll call this one Coastal. It's got seahorses on it, it's got dolphins, it's got clams, it's got sea snails down here. So it is just a really fun little journal. There's even a treasure chest right over here that's been cracked open. The spine kind of goes along with our coastal theme. It's got a dolphin right here, and blue and white, even this white bead is a seashell right there, and we've got some cracked glass and just some pretty things going on here. So we're going to take a look at this now. See how soft this cover is, okay? So just be prepared that it is a soft cover journal, super soft cover. On the inside, guys, the book board that I used to make this journal was the what is this? I forget which collection this is, but anyway, it was too pretty to cover up with another piece of board, so I just left it like this. So this is kind of one of those sort of experimental bohemian kind of knockoff kind of things. I have been doing a little more of this just because I don't want to cover up the image, but it does make like the cover super soft, okay? So let's go ahead and check out what we have going on here. We have a beautiful, the word breathe. Now I know that we've had a lot of disassociations with that particular word right now, but I don't want us to get jaded on this word because it does denote the taking in and expelling of air energy, and positive vibes. So let's kind of keep it in that tract of thought. So we have a beautiful journal prompt that says breathe. We have your 3x3 mini book. There's a little bit of fabric back here and some matching papers. This was super cool. Miss Debbie found some calendars, so she made us some sweet little things for this journal, which I absolutely love. We have some map imagery here. It's some beautiful Italian imagery here. Oh, dear me. That just seems like it was 100 years ago, and it was only 3 years ago that my sister took me to Italy for my birthday. Actually, it was 2 years ago. Gee whiz, you guys. Seems like it was eons ago. We've got little, these are not cluster kits, but they're curated pages. So all of these images are going to go together, and you can kind of see that that has a postal element to it, kind of a postal vibe. We've got a little bit of a travel vibe here along with the word entertainment. I really do dig pudding cups, and so I find myself buying pudding cups pretty regularly. Pudding cups have this great packaging on it that looks distressed. It almost looks copy dodge, you guys, and I really do love it. So I am all about using packaging, as you guys well know. And I paired that with a raccoon sticker, and it says R right there. I used to have a pet raccoon. I called her Roxanne, and she, when I was married to my guy, my first husband, she came to our house and started eating the kids' leftover candy corn out of the trash can. And I was like, that is so crazy. So in order to not have Roxanne turn over the trash can, I would just put her little treats out there. And lo and behold, she came every night and got her little treats. Now, she likes sweet stuff, and I didn't understand that at first. And, I would give her scripts and scraps of all kinds of things. And then she stopped coming, and I thought, rats. She was so cool, and, the kids and I really did enjoy watching her, come in and have her little snacks and go on her way. And she was gone for like several, she was probably gone for like maybe 10 days. And we thought, Roxanne's maybe not coming back. And then we entertained the notion of she'd been hit by a car. You think about all those things. This is our road trip creative cluster kit for you. I will put an iCard up here to let you know what is in these creative cluster kits, because I do a video for each one, for each creative kit cluster that we use in these books. So Roxanne was gone for 10 days, and it was sad. And one evening she came back, and she had 3 babies with her, and it was so sweet. So we entertained the babies for quite some time, and then she went away and she was gone for good. But it was such a such a refreshing thing to watch nature, whether it's animals or fish, birds. I've been really intrigued with birds of late, simply because they're so loud right now. I don't know what it is, but they were really, really, really loud when there was no plane activity going on here. We live about 8 minutes from the airport, so we really do get a lot of airplanes overhead. And as air travel has increased, I've noticed that the birds are not quite as vocal as they were when there were no airplanes in the sky. In my friend, I find a second self, and that is a quote from Isabel Norton. Is that not beautiful? God, it's a great thing to find a friend, to be a friend, to love a friend. This is our step back in time. Look at that. Look at that baby. Look at the car. I would say this was 1955, maybe 56. Probably the decade I was born. I was born in 58. Really love this Singer sewing book, you guys. She is, I love her. The image of hands. There's just something about hands that I just absolutely adore. You know, a little bit of travel for you, a little bit of vintage hymnal. This is Around the Corner. Around the corner, under a tree, a sergeant major said unto me, will you marry me? I should like to know, for every time I've asked you up, you jump and start to go. How cute is that? We have some super vintage Polish text right here. Some of this gorgeous paper. Just really almost looks like, you know, some sort of vintage script paper. More map imagery. I love the way the blues and whites play along with the blues of this. This looks like the Smoky Mountains to me. I don't know if it is the Smoky Mountains, but you know, that was like the big trip that you did. When you were little, we would go to the beach for 3 days in the summer, and we would visit the mountains for like an afternoon to watch the leaves when I lived in Charlotte, North Carolina. This is a really super cool page, you guys. I want to show this to you. It is selected flowers and herbs grown in New England before 1800. And this, of course, is Farmer's Almanac. I think this was the 1993 Farmer's Almanac. I really do love that. And, of course, we're talking about flowers, so we've got a nice big rose cut out. This is probably one of my favoriteest things I've ever put together. It's so cute. It says 24 hours, and it's got a lady looking over a ledge. I just thought it was cute. You know, we think about that and we think, oh, like, Dave, if I can just get through the next 24 hours, then things will be okay. Things will be on the up and up. Things will be on the mend. I really enjoy putting this one together, too. It says, make us laugh. Sometimes you just need some laughter. We watched... oh, geez, what was that movie with Will Ferrell? Fire Saga, about the Eurovision songwriting contest. Oh my goodness. It was so silly, but it was really funny. One of the main characters was Matthew from Downton Abbey. And he played a Russian singer and played it to the hilt, you guys. Demi Lovato was in the movie, Elizabeth Banks. It was, you know, it was silly, but it was funny all at the same time. And, you know, it always has that warm, happy, family-oriented ending to it. So it was fun. It was fun to watch. We have a, oh my goodness. Did I put 2 of these in here? Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, okay, so that's where the other one went. I had to make another of these. So I'm going to pull this one out. Because we don't want to. Oh, we do. We would get a bonus. This is called Bright. And you can see, my friend Casey always says this looks like a holiday. It looks like a party. Which we do have a party over here when we put our journals together. We just have a lot of fun with it. The movie was good, y'all. If you just like a little bit of silly. And I love Will Ferrell. My favorite Will Ferrell movie is Talladega Nights. Because it was shot in Cramerton, which is like, that's where I lived for so long. I lived in like the Belmont Cramerton area. And I can watch that movie and I know the streets that they're on. So it's just, to me, Talladega Nights is like, I can just look at Will Ferrell and start laughing. He's a funny, funny, funny guy. This says Blossom Scent. Look at that. Look at the cherry blossoms in bloom in Japan. And I love the way that these two little elements went together. This wonderful dark botanical paper along with the little girl, and she's got a bowl of soup in her hand. It looks like she's serving someone in a bed a bowl of soup. Got a little bit of food photography for you. Birds around the home. Look at that owl. This is amazing. Well, this says it's a bald eagle. It doesn't look like a bald eagle. It looks like an owl. I think this is an owl and maybe this is a bald eagle. Birds are amazing. And our last creative cluster kit is Coastal Mermaid. So, you know, kind of a coastal-ish vibe going on here with this journal. Lots of fun elements to work with, kind of get you in that summer spirit, because we're in summer now. We entered summer on June the 21st. We have the summer solstice. I don't exactly know what I'm going to call this book yet. I love these pops of bronze, and I thought that the hairy paper clips really just kind of filled out this book in such a nice way. Now, I'm looking at the book, okay? If I tilt it, well, it's really hard to see. There is a slight crease right here in this fabric. I ironed it. I sprayed it with some water. I ironed it again. I ironed it again. You have to tilt it like at exactly the right angle to see it, but I don't, you know, I'm completely transparent over here. So there is like just this tiny little crease right there that I just couldn't get out of the fabric. But I wanted to use the fabric because look at it. It's gorgeous. We've got a sweet little bead spine here. I wanted to thank Miss Kay for sending us these truly exquisite beads. I forgot what she said they were, but they are absolutely extraordinary. I love them. So we've got some glass beads, we've got wood beads on here, we've just got a big, nice big bead assortment. So let's crack this baby open. Now this is a soft cover journal, but it's a lot sturdier and stabler than our coastal journal because this was a plain piece of bookboard, and then I did put this like a little bookend right here. Okay, so that adds stability to it. It wasn't like the other book that was so sorry, something fell. Okay, I see what it is. A screw came out of my chair. I gotta put that back. It wasn't like the coastal journal, you know, that had the really interesting graphics and imagery going on. So you've got your 3x3 mini journal here, you guys. We've got our chippies in here. Love this black and white food photography along with the color versions of food photography. Now, it must have been kind of hard to do cookbooks when everything was black and white, you know, when you had black and white imagery. When color in a publication was kind of a special thing, and you might find it in the middle of a publication, and maybe the cover of a publication would be in color, but the rest of the photography, the food photography, was black and white. I like anything that is structurally oriented. This is how to measure for curtains. This is from the Singer sewing book, Curtains and Draperies. You know, we talked about that yesterday when we were talking about the inclusion of the Singer sewing book pages in our current journals, because it was a time when people, you know, if you got tired of the way your sofa looked, or your sofa was dirty or shabby, you didn't get rid of the item. You repaired the item. You made slip covers, you know, you painted things, you upgraded in your own crafty, clever way. And we've gotten away from that. Of course, there's this whole movement of, more of a slow living kind of thing, where you're encouraged to make do. And we talked about during the Depression, there was the motto, you use it up, wear it out, make it do or do without. And we tend to go, oh, well, that's shabby, I'm going to buy a new one. That's called planned obsolescence. This is our road trip creative cluster right here. She looks like she's on a road trip. She looks really fun and happy. A journal prompt that says explore. We have nature walk over here. I like the way that nature walk kind of plays nicely with this image of the earth, and I love the way that they've enhanced the stars up here. Isn't that just really pretty? Some Japanese newspaper for you. This is not recent. This is something I got last year. Vintage sheet music, vintage dictionary. Love the way these little things fold out. They're just so much fun. Thanks, Miss Deb. They're fun. A glimpse of heaven. Did you know when like an Egyptian ruler was born, that the day he was born, that they started to create his tomb? I thought that was fascinating. I heard that. Where did I hear that? Maybe on NPR. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts lately, and that's kind of a better way to get a bead on what's going on in the world right now. I really love, okay, I'm going to say this. I know you can't believe it. I love the way these oranges and rust colors are playing together over here. I like it. I'm trying. I know it's going to be October soon. Love the different colors of eggs we have going on over here. Another little ode to Egypt. I like the way that this little cluster, and this is not a creative cluster, this isn't one that's in a kit, but you can use all these things together. You've got the vintage sheet music, a clipping from a book that looks super vintage. You've got transform here, and the number 27, which I really think is just such a fun little thing to play with. This is our bright cluster right here. Celebrating. What are you celebrating, my dear friends? What is going on in your life that you feel like celebrating? My birthday is this month. This is our step back in time cluster, and you can see the ration coupons back here. I love this lady. Love the thing that she has around her neck. She's just beautiful. And I'm very conflicted about celebrating my birthday. I had a huge surprise party 2 years ago when I was 60, and I went to Italy. So to me, my 60th birthday was a big, that was a big birthday, big deal. I'm not so much fussed about celebrating my birthday this year. It just seems like a year where you just kind of like, did this really happen? There's a funny little thing going on Facebook that describes the whole year. Like in January, Australia was on fire, and it just like goes through the whole year. It's just been a crazy year, y'all. I love the puppy right here and the clipping that says thank you, thinking of you on Father's Day. So I just kind of took a Father's Day card and clipped it down. So you have a card base to work with if you want to do like a collage on a card base or something like that to send to someone. We've got modern day food photography here, coupled with, I love this apron, you guys. And this is, she's got pearls on, man, and she's standing at a stove. That's just how you dressed. You were well turned out, right? In the words of Maisie Dobbs, well turned out. This says Thursday, and you have a little packed lunch right here. I think yesterday we talked about, you know, our favorite lunches or the things that we like to have. You know, when our parents called us in for, you know, for lunch at home when we were playing outside. This is our Mermaid Cluster. She's a lot of fun. I've been including these, you guys. I'm having a blast using Mod Podge to adhere fabric and paper together. I really like doing this. It kind of gets me away from the sewing machine, which causes me a lot of stress, but gives me almost the very same result. I wish I were like more adept and more comfortable with the sewing machine, but it's just not happening. So instead of like battling with myself over it, I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's what's happening right now. I'm trying to be, and I think that we all should be a little bit easier with ourselves, because I mean, you know, let's face it, we got enough going on. So be easy with yourself. Love this smattering of blue. We've got this almost slate blue of a river running with this beautiful lush foliage. This is from a movie. We've got this sweet little, I think that's an otter right there. Just a sweet little image along with this purpley blue. So the journal prompt says sometimes you do want to see things. Sometimes you do want to see things. Sometimes you don't want to see things. They've been ripping down the statues here. I think I could just. Richmond's a hard place to live right now. But you know, we're doing fine. It's just there's just a lot of conflict, and it's kind of just makes you sad, you know. I'm always sad when people can't get along. I think that we all can get along. I've been disappointed, quite frankly, in the perspective of some people, you know, opinions. I don't know. I've had a theme for 2020, and it's been a little bit of disappointment. Not so much fear, but disappointment, which is a whole totally different thing. This says bloom, grow, uprise. You know, that's a nice word, because you don't want to be in that downward trajectory. To me, a downward trajectory is exactly what hatred and strife and negativity is all about, you know. So you want to be in that uprise and that feel-good place where you can progress instead of going the other way. I think this is John Wilkes Booth. I thought that was a very interesting photograph. This is New Zealand, where our friend Miss T lives. Oh, New Zealand must just be a fantastic place. I saw Gordon Ramsay has a new show about traveling around the world and cooking around the world, you know, kind of like Anthony Bourdain, God rest his soul. And he was in New Zealand the other day, which was great. You know, I was really enjoying it until they decided to cook a goat, which is very Maori. You know, that's very traditional island life, you know, to cook a goat. And I was like, okay, I can't watch that. But it was super interesting, you guys, to watch them dig the pit and prepare the pit, and it was just super cool. It was super cool until they were going to do the goat thing, and I was like, I can't watch that. This is our Dark Botanical Creative Cluster Kit. So I will get this journal along with Coastal in the shop a little later on today. And I hope that you guys enjoyed the Coastal Mermaid, Step Back in Time, Dark Botanical, Nature Walk, Road Trip, and Bright items that we have in these journals. I hope that you had fun with them. Remember, we will have a whole new 6 batch of new creative cluster kits going in our next 6 journals, and we're ready to start that journey for the next 6 journals. Thanks for hanging out with me, y'all. I hope you have a good day. Make it sweet, make it special, stay safe, stay sane. I love you guys. See you soon. Bye.